This is gonna be a fun one. All right, so this is the Black & Decker Matrix system. This thing is amazing and is supposed to be able to replace your entire workshop. That is annoying. Okay. This thing is awesome because it comes with a drill, 20-volt battery, and this is the cool bit. If you pull on, let's see, how does this work? If you push on this button, oh, there it goes. Okay, so it slides straight out. You can actually replace it with all sorts of things, like this. Oh. And now, how do you turn it on? Oh, there we go. And basically what that does is that turns it into a router, and you can actually route with it. But the cool thing about this system is it basically turns your drill into a router, an oscillating tool. You can't tell what half of these things are. This is a jigsaw. It turns it into a jigsaw, and a sander, and whatever the heck this thing is. There you go, and that's all the extra pieces. So, now this system seems to be set up for anyone who wants to start woodworking but wants to go the machine tool route. I have a video on this channel already talking about how to get into woodworking for the cheapest so that it's kind of the lowest barrier to entry, and that is a hand tool route, and it's actually a lot easier to do woodworking with hand tools than people like to pretend it is. You don't need the machine tools, but the machine tools definitely make it fun. So this seems to be geared towards people who want to get started and want an all-in-one system for, it's under $300. I think it's like $290. I don't know, I'll put the price up on the screen of what I paid for it. I'm also gonna put a link down in the description for anyone who's interested so that you can also see the updated prices as well. But this one box, for about $290-ish, I was able to get all of these tools. I was able to get the router, this is the drill section. I don't remember what that is. It looks like an impact. I'll have to look that one up. And then it's a jigsaw, and then it also has the oscillating tool, and this really cool mouse sander, vibrating sander sort of thing. It's got the tip on it so you can actually get into all the crevices. So technically, with this one tool, you could actually replace an entire wood shop. Assuming you can get something as simple as a desk for a workbench, you have a whole shop here. And then of course, it comes with a charger, instructions. It comes with, let's see, there's sandpaper here. Oh, there's an extra foot for the sander. That's kind of cool, smaller foot. That's always nice. It comes with, it comes with one jigsaw blade. Thanks, guys. And then it comes with tools to change the other tools. So 2 tools and bits, basically. It gives you just enough to get started. So you might have to buy some bits and stuff once you get this. So what I'm gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be going through every single one of these, and I'm gonna be putting this thing through its paces. I'm gonna be pushing it as hard as I possibly can to see if it will break. One of the things that I've learned about Black & Decker in the past is the motor is more powerful than the plastic gears they put in this. So if you over torque a Black & Decker drill, it will break the plastic gear inside, and then the tool is completely useless. The cool thing about this is it's only $60. If you break it, you buy a new one. Not that big of a deal if you're looking for a cheap barrier to entry. So really quick, I wanted to show you what an old Black & Decker drill looks like with a broken gear. Hopefully you can see that in there. Right there, you can see there's missing teeth. Now the thing is a lot of these Black & Decker drills will have plastic gears that will do this, but this one's actually a metal and it still did it. The problem with these Black & Decker drills is that the motor is always going to be more powerful than the gear system that they put in these things. Tippy tip tip. Oh, I did it, I know what I'm doing. I may not be AVE, but I got it back together. Anyway, but because of that broken gear, check this out. There's a ton of torque on this drill. This drill is actually very powerful for what it is, but it hits this spot where there's no power. So you gotta let it turn, because that's where the broken gear is, and then you got a lot of torque again. So that's actually kind of why I leave this drill around. But that's what happens with the old Black & Decker drills. I'm really interested to see if this same thing happens to this drill. All right, let's harness our inner AVE here. Okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to get this all the way apart, nor do I know if I can get it back together. I don't know if you can see this, right there. You can see it's kind of a direct drive directly into this. So the motor is directly connected to the main spindle here. So that means there are no gearing systems in here. If the gearing system we're talking about breaks, it's gonna be inside one of these tools. And these are replaceable. So that's That's actually kind of interesting. I like how they set that up. The main gearing is not in here, it's in each of the individual tools. That's smart. All right, all right. I'm in, I like it. Just back together real quick. Huh, so you can't actually hurt yourself with this. It doesn't turn on without something attached. That's interesting. First off, the set does not come with a router bit of any kind. So you're gonna have to buy those. If you buy this kit, you have to buy your own router bits, okay? All the other tools seem to come with like the sandpaper and the bits and stuff that you need. This does not come with any bits. So one of the things that I thought was really interesting is the way this works is you push this button and it basically unscrews and gives you whatever depth you want. So this is your depth stop. What took me forever to figure out was that this is also your, your spindle lock, and that's also how you tighten your bit. The cool thing is, if you need to unscrew it, this whole thing will unscrew with you. So it's a really interesting system. Very cheaply made, but as an all-in-one system, it's actually really nice. I fully expect this to break if I drop it on the ground. It's not very durable. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and see if we can route full lines, full depth, really quick passes into here and see if we can get this thing to break. By the way, to put these on, you look for this square bit, put that on the bottom. That fits right here onto this part, and it just snaps into place. Okay, so this thing has an automatic shut-off. If I try to plunge too deep, it actually has an automatic shut-off inside of it. I really like that. It's annoying to work with, but that means that I don't actually think this drill is gonna break like my other one did. Wow, that's a pain in the ass. Okay, so as much as I was able to do a shallow pass, I don't know if my battery is running out or what, but it keeps shutting off on me, and that's very annoying. I'm gonna go charge the battery for a little bit, and then I'll come back and give it the best opportunity we possibly can. All right, it has been about 3 hours. It didn't take the entire 3 hours to charge it. That's just how long it's been. Let's try this one more time. Okay, that was much more promising. If I put a straight edge on it, it would look a lot nicer, but it totally just plowed through that. So it didn't cut off nearly as much. I'm going to screw this in. Let's try a deeper cut here. Oh, wow. That's actually kind of impressive. All right, I take it back. All right, this actually worked out really well, surprisingly. All right, let's go ahead and try the jigsaw. So the way you put these blades in is there's a quick disconnect right here, and the blade just slots in. So this is still leagues above some of the jigsaws that I've had in the past. I had a tool shop jigsaw a long time ago, and you actually had to use an Allen wrench to change these. So the fact that there's a quick disconnect is definitely a plus. I like that. It does seem to move a little bit faster than my jigsaw that I use currently, which is, actually that's a Black & Decker as well. So the Black & Decker jigsaw that I have, I've actually had that thing for about 5 years, and that thing is never broken. So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and test this out. Okay, the drill still isn't really hot. It's getting a little warm on that one. But that worked out really well. That was I think there's a 3/4 inch sheet of plywood, and that cut through pretty quickly, actually. I would say that probably cut through a little bit quicker than my actual jigsaw. That's kind of nice. No complaints. That worked out really well. I like it. All right, we're making one heck of a mess here. On to the impact driver. Okay, the first thing I noticed is that this doesn't snap in right away. You do have to pull on this. It's not that big of a deal, but with the nicer impacts, you normally can just snap it in and then you just pull it out. So yeah, it doesn't shoot it out either. So, I mean, there's definitely some play in there. I don't think it's that big of a deal for the price, you know, of what you're paying for. So let's go ahead and we're gonna drill this in, and I'm not gonna pre-drill anything. We're just gonna slam this screw in, see how it does. Oh wow, okay. Let's throw one more in. These are 2.5-inch screws. Let's try one more. I'm gonna just go ahead and drill this straight through and see if we can rip the head all the way through the plywood without it slipping. Ow, what the? Must be hitting a screw, hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, that thing would just go for all day. All right, so it definitely has enough power to put the screws in. I'm gonna call that a win as well, but like I said, it's not a high quality tool, but it gives you as much power as my other Impact. My expensive Impact gives me about the same amount of power. The drill is definitely warming up a little bit now, so that's interesting. Before letting it have a chance to cool down too quickly, let's go ahead and go on to the next tool. This is definitely a downside of this. This does not want to come out right away. You know, I mean, how much fiddling do you want to do when, you know, if you're going to buy an all-in-one tool? I mean, it is what it is. What is this, an oscillating tool? Ugh, I'm going to throw on the oscillating tool next. Let's see how that works. Let's see. All right, so this is the oscillating bit that comes with it. And I think this just slots in there. What? That's easier than my actual oscillating tool. Okay, so I actually own this oscillating tool. It's a Performax, which I think is a Menards brand. But very good, cheap brand, by the way, is Performax. But the bit, the blade, it actually takes a hex to remove it. And that's kind of a pain because you gotta go find the tool every time, which is why you'd normally leave it on the cord. But of course, I always lose that. So that's cool. That's actually really cool. I like that. I like that they made it a quick release. Hopefully, ow. All right, so let's check and see how fast this cuts. These oscillating tools are fantastic for getting underneath door trims, or if you're ever trying to cut off nails in between two 2x4s or something. These are fantastic for that. Let's check and see this. Okay, so this is vibrating so much I can't actually get it cut. Let's try to cut this closer to the board here. Okay, all right, okay, no. Oh, jeez. Okay, that vibrates the crap out of your hand. I'm actually gonna stop this test right in the middle because I don't like this. I don't like running this at all. It's hurting my hands. It's perfectly reasonable to say that you could do a project with this and you could cut your pieces apart and you probably could cut through nails and stuff. I just don't want to. That hurts and I don't wanna do it anymore. So I would not buy this. I personally would not buy this one. That sucks. Go buy a real tool. How do you get out of here? This is honestly, one of the biggest problems with this is these don't want to come out. All right, next up, we're gonna try the sander. Cool. Okay, so the sander fits in pretty easily. It does come with a secondary triangle for these kind of, if you need these arc shapes, just for getting to different kinds of corners and things. So that's nice. And it also comes with, it looks like 2 of every grit. Oh, it's a 240. So there's 120, 240, and whatever this says, 60 on there. That's what it gives you. It gives you 2 of each one. And this just Velcros right on here, easy enough. And then you can just sand it. Okay, that one is a lot more pleasant to use. A lot of times the vibrating sanders have the issue of shaking your hands, kind of the way that oscillating tool did. But this one doesn't do that. It's actually a lot nicer than the actual mouse sander that I use in the shop. So this is actually a little bit more pleasant to use. I'm kind of surprised that it works that well. This one does not shake your hand or hurt your hand like most of the vibrating sanders do. So that's pretty cool. That's a plus. I like this. This is absolutely worth using. This is not going to replace my orbiting sander, which is what I use the most. Orbiting, whatever it's called. The random orbit sander, I think is what it's called. This is not going to replace that, but for getting into corners, this thing cannot be beaten. I love this. This is actually nicer to use than the mouse sander that I actually have for getting into corners. So this is 100% success. I like this. This is really nice. Black & Decker, good job on the sander. All right, I think that's all of the tools except for the drill. Let's go ahead and try the drill. See how strong that is. One of the first things I did notice about the drill is it's got a very small chuck on it. It does not have a 1/2 inch chuck. Here we go. So this is a 1/2 inch blade. or I'm sorry, bit. It's a 1/2 inch bit, and it's not going to fit. It's never gonna fit. So it looks like the largest bit that it can put in here is a 13/32. So that basically makes this a 3/8 inch chuck. So 3/8 inch drill bits and below is what it's kind of designed for. But I mean, it's pretty, that's pretty much expected from cheap drills. Let's go ahead and try and drill this. By the way, this is a 3/4 inch plywood, drilling also into hardwood. Make sure I'm not gonna go on my bench. No. Okay, got about halfway before it bogged down. Not bad, not bad. Let's go all the way down. Whoops, this one? That one? Okay, yeah, I mean, it obviously works as a drill. It works really well. By the way, this is not the proper way of doing these. I don't know if you've ever seen these keyless chucks. Everyone does it that way. And it's supposed to, the reason it hurts your hand is because it's not designed to do that. What you're supposed to do is lock the chuck and unscrew it by hand. You lock it by putting it right in the middle. That's why there's a middle setting, by the way, so you can't pull the trigger. It's a safety feature. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use these chucks the way they're supposed to be used. Also, I can't get that bit out. I mean, what can I tell you? It works well as a drill. This thing really is kind of a nice little setup. The biggest issue that I don't like about this is, I would say, this doesn't come out very easy. It kind of jams. That's annoying. This thing feels very substantial. It feels like it's full of metal. So that is definitely promising. The drill, absolutely a plus. Fantastic. The sander was actually nicer than my mouse sander that I normally use. So absolutely 100%. This one worked out great. I'm very surprised about that. Let's get this bit out of here. The impact driver, fantastic tool, worked out exactly like it was supposed to. I was kind of surprised. It actually worked as nice as the $200 DeWalt impact driver that I normally use. It felt about the same, so I'm surprised the Black & Decker, a cheap tool, let's get the brand on. The Black & Decker cheap tool actually did as well as my DeWalt impact. This was a $200 tool. This is a $60 tool, so that's kind of interesting. And of course, I think this may also cost like 30 bucks on top of the 60. So, I mean, altogether, it's actually still, I mean, you get a drill and an impact for that. That's kind of impressive. So these were all wins. Now, the router was definitely interesting. This is not going to replace a Woodworkers router. I think these could legitimately replace a normal tool, but the router, I would not say is going to replace a full-size router. It was nice to use. I would not say there's anything wrong with it. You can definitely do a lot of work with it, but it's not, it doesn't have the same functionality as a normal Woodworkers router. So I would say, you know, be careful buying this one. It does work, and it will work for you. It will definitely get you started if you're starting woodworking, but it's not, it doesn't have as many options as a Woodworkers router. It has enough to get you through the project, so that's cool. So I would call that, I don't know, 50% of a win. It's not bad. And then this thing, oh wait, no, this is the jigsaw. The jigsaw worked out really well. It was kind of funny, it was kind of an odd angle to use, but it wasn't bad. I would also recommend that one. That's not a bad idea either. Where's the crappy one? This one. This one. Screw this thing. Okay, these are good. This one is horrible. Don't ever buy this one. This is useless. Go ahead and go out and just get yourself a normal oscillating tool. They cost like, I think, $60. I'm gonna put a link down in the description to a good oscillating tool. Go buy that one, don't buy this one. This one does come with the kit, so if you buy the kit, you're gonna get it with it. Just throw it right in the trash, it's junk, I don't like it. And by the time you get the drill and this thing, if you were just going to go out and buy an oscillating tool, this would be the worst possible way to go. But it comes in the kit and you have the option. It really sucks, I hate that thing. So, you know, buy at your own risk. The rest of these are pretty good. The impact, drill, and sander were definitely the winners. All right, well, this is definitely an interesting project. Was this a project? It's not a project video. This is definitely an interesting review. I have never seen any individual tool that claims to be able to replace an entire woodworking shop, but that is exactly what this thing does, minus the oscillating tool. That thing's a piece of crap, don't buy it. So, you know, who is this for exactly? I would say this tool would be amazing for anyone who doesn't have space for an entire woodworking shop. I know a lot of you guys out there, you want to make stuff, but you don't have a lot of space. But check this out. This is the coolest part about this entire system. This is how much space you need to be able to create a woodworking shop. That's why I like this system. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. The fact that the drill ended up more robust than I expected it to be is absolutely a positive as well. The only downside is the oscillating tool, but the thing is you don't actually need an oscillating tool anyway. No one actually needs one of these. It's nice to have on hand. They're definitely useful, but you don't need it. But so, you know, you have the router, you have the impact, you have the sander, you have the drill, obviously, and a jigsaw. That actually creates 99% of the woodworking projects you're ever going to want to do, even if you live in an apartment. That's the cool thing. You can put a desk in the corner of your room and put some clamps in the desk, and then you have the box there as well. It just, oh my gosh, that would be so amazing. And to tell you the truth, this whole channel, everything that I do here is just designed to try to get you guys out there and making things. That is the most important thing to me, is that I want to see you guys making stuff. I want to see what you make. I want you to tell me in the comments what kinds of things you guys make. And, you know, tell me in the comments, you know, I've been trying to figure out for a while what kind of subscribers I have. Are you a beginner maker? Are you just kind of passively interested in making? Have you been contracting for 50 years and think all of my advice is terrible? I want to know in the comments who you guys are and what kind of content you guys want to see going forward. So let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Catch you all next time.